everybody, and welcome to the Grand Prix review, as well as in front of me on the screen, the moment that everybody was talking about. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton coming together in a horrific accident as well, which ended up with the rear left tyre on top of Lewis Hamilton's head as well. Apparently it did actually hit him, so that was very worrying, especially when Max Verstappen revved the engine as well. If that wheel was on his head, it would have, unfortunately, killed Lewis Hamilton. So Max better be warned about that one in future. It's the story they've all been talking about, isn't it? Ever since we came off air earlier on today for the end of the Grand Prix, we've delayed this Grand Prix review because we wanted to give you everything that has happened in this Formula One debrief that we've had. We've just had the IndyCar race as well. Reminder that you can also join the Grid Network as well at the end of this broadcast, 7:30 p.m. Eastern as well, and I think that's 12:30 UK time. So in about an hour, you can join us for all of the action, as well for more highlights as well with Joe at the track. But talking about Formula One, it took a long time. The time of the race as well that it was all brought in, it was 4:10 as well, an hour into the race, and it had to be called 18:41. This decision came in as well, so 6:41. This is the decision right here. You've probably already heard it. If you haven't, stay with us. The stewards have deemed that it is Max Verstappen at fault for the accident, and that he will have a 3-grid place drop at the Russian Grand Prix and 2 penalty points imposed on his license as well. So Max Verstappen deemed at fault for the contact in the Italian Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton. He's been given a 3-place grid penalty for the next race. The stewards heard from the driver of car 33, Max Verstappen, the driver of car 44, Lewis Hamilton, and the team representatives as well. They reviewed the video evidence and determined that Max Verstappen was at fault for the collision. Lewis Hamilton was, let's do it officially, car 44, Lewis Hamilton, was exiting the pits, while car 33, Max Verstappen, was on the main straight. At the 50-metre board before turn 1, car 44 was significantly ahead of car 33. Car 33 braked late and started to move alongside car 44, although at no point in the sequence does car 33 get any further forward than just behind the front wheel of car 44, so he was not fully alongside. During the hearing, the driver of car 33 asserted that the cause of the incident was the driver of car 44. So Max blamed Lewis. No surprise there. But the driver of car 44 asserted as well that the driver of car 33 attempted to pass very late and should have given up the corner either by backing off sooner or turning left behind the curb. And this is the interesting part that seemed to have swung the stewards as well. We haven't seen this, so I wonder what angle it is. But the stewards observed on CCTV footage that driver of car 44 was driving an avoiding line, although his position caused car 33 to go onto the curb. But further, the stewards observed that car 33 was not at all alongside car 44 until significantly into entry into turn 1, which means that Verstappen was not alongside Lewis until way past the corner, at which point Max should have backed out, should never have been there. So in that as well, it is the opinion of the stewards. This manoeuvre was attempted too late for the driver of car 33 to have the right to racing room. So Lewis had no reason to give him racing room at all as well. And the stewards determined that the position was reasonable and therefore found that the driver of car 33 was predominantly at fault for the incident. And that is Max Verstappen being told that he is at fault for the racing incident as well. We also had a summons for Lance Stroll failing to slow under yellow flags as well. That decision came at 19:38, and it said that it was a breach of Article H 22.5 the Sporting Code, and it's a penalty of a warning. So that's it. They've just been given a warning for that incident as well, which is the final race classification was posted hours and hours after the end of the Grand Prix, which is why we've had to wait here to bring you the notebook. But if it actually loads, I'll be able to tell you. But you can see the top 3. Look at the bottom here. Danny Ricciardo for the first time since the Grand Prix back in Monaco 2018 is victorious, and his first podium in a long time as well. Lando Norris taking second, his best ever result in Formula 1 as well, getting second. And Valtteri Bottas started 20th on the grid, finishes third on the race as well. Beautiful race for him today. A very happy podium here in front of me. In terms of the full race results, I've got it here. Daniel Ricciardo takes victory from Lando Norris in second and Valtteri Bottas in third. Charles Leclerc promoted to fourth because Sergio Perez has a 5-second time penalty post-race to serve as well. Then we get Carlos Sainz's P6, Lance Stroll P7, Fernando Alonso 8th as well. George Russell snuck into 9th and all the confusion as well. We didn't spot that, but George Russell again getting 2 points on the board for Williams as well on himself. Mighty good effort there after misery, after dropping out the points last time out at the Grand Prix at the Netherlands. Esteban Ocon rounds out the top 10 as well. Latifi in 11th, Vettel's 12th, Giovinazzi 13th, Kubica 14th, and Schumacher 15th. Mazepin has not been classified as well. He was out of the race, same as Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, and Pierre Gasly nearly completed 3 laps, and Yuki Tsunoda never even starting the race as well. As Megan pointed out, last lap, Daniel Ricciardo took the fastest lap at 1:24.812 as well on the board. So it was a very good time out there for McLaren, back to winning ways. Their first victory since Brazil in 2012, and their first 1-2 since Canada all the way back in 2010. So back to winning ways. Lovely to see that for McLaren. It's been a good feel-good day today. But on to how the championship looks. Max Verstappen does score points. He scored 2 in the sprint race, which means he now leads the title by 5 points to Lewis Hamilton, 226.5 to 221.5. Bottas now moves ahead of Lando Norris as well by 9 points, 141 to Lando Norris on 132. Perez is 5th, 118. Leclerc 6th on 104. Then Sainz, Ricciardo, Gasly and Alonso round out the top 10. Ocon, Vettel, Stroll, Tsunoda, Russell now to 15th on 15 points, 2 behind Tsunoda as well. Then Latifi, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Kubica and Mazepin. But Schumacher, Kubica and Mazepin, the only 3 drivers without any points. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes on 362.5 points, Red Bull 344.5 as well. McLaren now move 14.5 points ahead of Scuderia Ferrari, 215 to 201.5. Alpine have 95. Scuderia AlphaTauri have 84. Aston Martin have 59. Williams have 22. Alfa Romeo 3. And Ukulele has F1, still the only team with no points on the board. That's it. That wraps up then this amazing day of motor racing. Ian Birch even said that was a great race to watch, and I completely agree with him. It was one of the best Formula 1 races we've seen. Why is it that Monza always delivers? Fantastic. Grid Network, and in 50 minutes time, join us for that. But from here at 20 to 12 at night, it's good night to you all for the Formula 1 Grand Prix of Italy. We'll be back next weekend. We've got British Touring Car Championship back. We've got MotoGP as well, and the Laguna Seca race for the Grand Prix of Monterey for IndyCar. But Formula 1 returns next in 2 weeks' time with the Russian Grand Prix as well. And we can't wait to bring you that as the battle between Hamilton and Verstappen rages on. Good night to you all.